the master of the buy. With my wisdom and experience, I'm setting the pace, turning yard sale, junk into gold and in the rain.
Oh dear God, save me.
That intro, so the music is so like 80s.
I know. I told it to make it in the style of an 80s power ballad.
Yeah, it did a good job.
I'm from the 80s. Dang it.
I get it, but
there was no better music than the 80s. I'll fight you over that.
Depends on what genre you're talking about.
Late 60s is pretty cool.
Yeah, I have to.
I mean, I appreciate the 70s and the country rock because I like a lot of that stuff. But when your teenage years are formed by hair metal, it's
my teenage years were not. I was listening to country music.
All right, JT, what's up, man? You are late. Edward from New York City. New York City. That'll never not be funny. That commercial, some of those, and they don't make commercials like the 80s commercials.
No, that is true.
I think the only commercial that I don't think this was the Kmart commercial. Was it 90s? I shipped my pants or 2000?
I think that was actually in the 2000s. Yeah,
that's the only commercial that I can hardly remember that wasn't and maybe some of the Budweiser, the Bud Frogs. But
those were not the 80s.
Greg, we don't acknowledge your presence, so continue on. Good morning, Vintage Memories. Good morning, Chastity.
I mean, you can't beat Where's the Beef. You know, you can't beat things.
Oh yeah, Grandma and Where's the Beef. I mean, just the commercials from back then. It's like advertising agencies don't even try anymore. You know, you watch these commercials and you're like, you know, I get it. You want us to think that every family is a mixed race family and all this crazy mess. And you're trying not to put white people in commercials. I mean, it's a social contagion versus, what really sells. You want to make a memorable commercial, make a real commercial, something that's actually creative for a change, for God's sakes.
Did you watch Super Bowl?
Yeah, I watched parts of it.
Do you remember any of the commercials, really? You know, that used to be the bastion of great commercials. And I can remember bits and pieces, but nothing stood out that much.
Nothing stood out like, the Clydesdales or any of those things. I don't remember. Amy, nobody watches. That's part of the problem too, is nobody watches commercials. So we didn't have internet a few weeks ago for like a whole day, and so I had the over-the-air channel playing in here, just playing. Like, I found so I think I told you I found like 3 hours of In Heat of the Night. Hey, just Carol O'Connor, just great. And
his favorite show.
And I ended up watching 2 or 3 other shows in that kind of same. But there were they tried to sell me Social Security add-ons and life insurance. I mean,
yeah, because who's listening to over-the-air TV anymore? It's the older people, older than us.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. So if y'all weren't paying attention, the Department of whoever, the BOI, and I'm not talking about. And I'm not talking about your trip to Taiwan or any of that kind of stuff where you found a
boy,
where you found a little Taiwanese boy, girl, boy. The business owner information, I believe, has been permanently squashed.
You want to know what's super funny about that? That morning, I filled out the paperwork.
I kept holding out, thinking.
Yeah, I know, I did too, and I'm like, okay, I was doing.
Not that it matters, I mean, I'm a single owner. I file taxes under all my name. I mean, there's nothing to it. I mean, I was just it was out of sheer spite and laziness that I didn't want to. I was trying to be my best Steve. How lazy can I be and not do this?
Yeah, right. I'm not going to argue that point. That is a true representation of my attitude.
So if you've been lazy like me, or just keep an eye on it out of principle, and wanted to protect your 10 other businesses that you have anonymous people in the LLCs, um, you've gotten your wish. So
I kind of had a feeling that would happen because they had pushed it and pushed it and pushed it
I
back.
had pushed it, and the court, too many courts had looked at it and said, "Wait a minute, this ain't right." So there was something there to it. Um,
But they already have that information. So what's
so
just give it
1900 store. So if you want to see something cool, most of the time I'll tell you to somebody in the chat, like Andy, if you want to go watch him fake tail hunting. Andy like got a nice channel. But 1900 store. All right, so this dude, he watches me and John, which he's a glutton for punishment. But
why would anybody do that?
he was in John's chat a few weeks ago talking about going to a flea market in Japan because he's in Japan. And I said, record that. I would love to see what the flea market looks like in Japan. And he said he would, and he delivered on that. So if you want to check out what a flea market looks like in Japan, check out 1900 store. What a cool video he's going through. Okay, so I don't understand what the people are saying. I don't the yen conversion rate's a little crazy, but it's just a sheer difference of items and some similar items, and the cleanliness of which it is, and it's more like a sidewalk sale, but it's people selling. And then you get then it makes me mad that. So if y'all don't know, my love for the Toyota Sienna is great. I have one sitting in the driveway. I've had since 2016. 246,000 miles on this sucker. I love that van. Toyota made a deluxe model of that. I call it an Allard or something like that. That's like super luxurious, and they won't bring it over here. And there's a couple of them in that video, which is pretty cool. But it's just to see the different cars, to see the culture, to see the all the different items, and then how clean. Geez, how clean it is. And, he's in a. I'm assuming it's a larger city, right? 1900 store, and it's just me and Todd were in the chat talking back. Todd's like, "Where's all the trash? Where's the bump on the side of the road?" I'm like, "Where's the crazy lady smoking Pall Malls, selling
Yeah.
cats and goats and chickens?"
Where's the graffiti on the buildings? There's none of that.
Yeah, it's a great video. So check out 1900
So
store.
you're saying there's no guy at the flea market selling glass pipes and things?
No glass pipes. There's no.
No beanie babies. No.
No, but I think there were some Beanie Babies. There's a lot of Pokemon.
Okay.
There's a lot of plush on a couple of those. He said, "Yeah, it's a big city, so that's cool." It's just, and then there's no. So if y'all ever, I need to. I can't put her on a video because I don't want to be rude because she's very nice. I've talked to her a couple times. She's when I've been
Ching.
asking questions.
Ooh.
Look up. I think I've mentioned it before. In Appalachia, there is a group of people called the Blue People, where their skin has turned a color blue due to the something about their blood, and it's turned.
Man, I had a joke, but I can't say it on the show.
And so, yeah, the little flea market that's 30 miles north of here. There's a lady in there who she's actually blue.
Cha-ching.
What'd you sell?
The last one of those all-in-one computer.
Nice, man.
Got the card reader on the side for a checkout station.
Oh, very nice.
How much did you have into those?
I bought all of the point of sale items for $86.
No shit.
And there were 5 printers. They've all sold and gone. And there were 3 of these and some other stuff.
I got to start looking into auctions again. It's been a while since I've been to one.
I just brought home another load yesterday.
Yeah, bar none. If you can find a good auction like that, that's generally the cheap. In-person auctions are generally the cheapest way to buy stuff. But if you can find a surplus auction like he's got, so Van Massey, the one we use, is not. I wouldn't call it surplus. It's just an online. A lot of resellers on there, and a lot of people got a lot of eyes on it. But Arama, I hope I'm saying the name right. I have to look it up. I looked at you can Google it. There's articles on there's quite a few Elite Wireless.
These earbuds sell on eBay for about $30.
How many did you get? 30,
And
40?
I bought the lot of them for $33.
Right.
Are they all new? Oh, brand new?
Brand new.
Nice.
And they are, there was 17 of them.
Here I am selling sports cards for $1.99.
Andy, it felt because we live against the airport and the first windbreak is our trees right here. Man, it felt like it felt like just straight line hurricane winds here last night, and it's supposed to crank back up again. All right, so 1900s. Everybody, if you want to see, man, subscribe so you'll get notifications. He's going to make some more better flea marks, better. It's just absolutely cool just to see.
I like any foreign country. Like I used to watch a lot of Nick and Andrea Hills.
I already wanted to go to
UK.
Japan because I've watched a bunch of YouTubers go over there, and I'm really fascinated by the culture. And just to show, I'm a technology guy, and I like that kind of stuff. So just to see, just to go over there and use their vending machines, you can get anything you want out of a freaking vending machine in Japan. Any kind of food, any kind of anything. It's just amazing what the stuff. And I want to sleep in one of the little bitty hotels. It's just a tube.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
I want to do all the stuff.
I'm very claustrophobic, so I'm not.
I want to
sure
get on
I
a
could
bullet
sleep in a tube.
train. I want to. It's just.
You're like sleeping in an MRI machine. No way.
They're bigger. They're bigger than that. I mean, they make them big enough for two people.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They had ones that were like coin operated nap stations. Just
Oh yeah.
on street corners, you just walk up, put some money in, you go in and take a nap in downtown Tokyo or somewhere.
But if you've seen some of their like interactions, they'll have these like 7 or 8 streets come together, and all the lights and everybody walking in and stuff. I'm like, how do they not get killed? So that's but it's kind of a lull in reselling. So I'm gonna make a video today. The title is what would you do? So yesterday I am packing up stuff that's left over from Monday, and I sold part of a coffee maker. I'm thinking, I'm cleaning it. It's the kind Cuisinart made some. You might know them, Steve. Cuisinart made some of the ones, the Flex brews. So inside them, they had that water tank that brewed the coffee. They held the coffee inside of it. So I'm wiping it off, and it slips out of my hands and hits the concrete, and the thing shatters. What do you do?
Got options.
Anybody in the chat? So what would you do? You just broke the piece. I got decent money for it. Let me see how much. While y'all are telling me, because y'all are 20 seconds behind, what would you do?
I'm not allowed to say because I already know.
Yeah, I told Steve, don't cheat. Okay, so this piece I received. Come on.
Junk Trader says drop ship.
All right, that is an answer.
Slip says drop ship. A lot of people are saying drop ship.
I respect that.
Timothy says part out all the little pieces.
So I got $34 for this piece. All right. So, okay, so I've been doing good. So behind me, it looks the same. And I know y'all are thinking, what does Beard ever do right? But if you go on the other side is like 80% clear. I mean, if you take
I like Amy and I think alike. Ship it broken and then claim the insurance.
Yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff.
No, I wouldn't either.
I sleep myself at night. And,
I got an insurance claim for.
Yeah, Eric's right. If I did that, Amy, that would be drop shipping. Right.
The truest sense of the word, drop shipping.
Okay, so Southern Vermont grown. It is a machine that's not made anymore. You can't hit the local Walmart. But you're very close. You're very close to that answer. So I decided, you know what? There's 4 thrift stores that I go to all the time, and so I haven't been thrifting since last Wednesday. I wonder if anybody's got a Flex Brew Cuisinart. Let's go. Third store for $8 less the 25% old man discount. So for $6, I found that machine again.
So what is your shipping and handling time? If you build in 2 days shipping or
2
something,
days that they bought on Saturday, so it
you
had to
have
go.
you have some flexibility there.
Right.
Why not go out and look for it? You know.
On Amazon, it happens every now and then. I'll sell something that I sell locally. That I'll have to, like today, I have to go buy a couple items from Walmart. No big deal. But eBay used is a completely different animal, and to actually find that machine in one of my thrift stores, amazing.
Mm. You could have done, the eBay flip or the eBay. I've done that. Somebody bought a Wii off me, and I forgot to put something in the controller or something. So I ended up in a
Yeah.
nunchuck, I think it was.
That's my text. Guess what I just found? The part, yep, winning. And also there, that's it. So if you want to know what it looked like, that's what I was looking for, one of those. There's
That's
like
awesome.
there's 4 or 5 of that machine. I sent Johnny a picture on the shelf. Or that's actually in the van. But and this it was just a shot in the dark. I would have canceled it when I got home if and done the right thing. The right thing is, if you can't find that part again, to do a cancel. And I was going to do the cancel.
Or you could find one. I don't like drop shipping used parts like that because
I don't
you
either.
never know what that other seller is going to pack it like or what it looks like really.
And I understand that helps the customer because they're not interrupted or anything. But I would rather be honest and send the customer a message saying, "Hey, I dropped this. I am so sorry. I've got to cancel." And I just wanted to let you know, hey, I apologize. I mean, if you sent a nice message, chances are that they're not going to be. Um, but yeah, so it technically had to go out yesterday, and I needed to clean it up last night. So I printed out the postage, and I'll drop it this morning. Mike's packing up a drop over right now. Nice.
I had a customer contact me the other day that said it was just a DVD. It hadn't come, and they asked me to do some research. And I went on USPS website and did the tracking. And when I get there, it says call customer care because something happened to the package. Well, here there was a fire or something, and it got damaged, and they directed me to file a claim. And I just looked now, and they did pay the claim. $2.95.
Yeah. So here's another one. So everybody thinks messaging, and you guys know I'm much more into eBay right now, and probably going to be live selling on District next week. So
Wait,
I'll let
what?
you guys know. Yeah, I'm gonna give a shot on District for a while. Kevin twisted my arm and told me I had to. So
It might change your life.
so I'll be on Dib. So I'll let you know when. I'll post some stuff. I might.
Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it like an ADHD Dave? I quit
Yeah,
eBay.
I quit eBay.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. Hey, he gets pretty decent price over there, man.
I'm sure he does.
I've been watching Dave, man. Dave, he's okay. So he's not my cup of tea in videos. Dave's a nice guy. He's just, I, I, I don't know what it is. I've met him in person. I mean, he's really nice. I just don't enjoy his videos for some reason. But dude is don't. He's got good video quality, and he's smart, man. He's not made a decision. Co-stream with you, Amy. All right, but it's.
Can you co-stream? Because I know Whatnot
Yeah.
you can co-stream, but you
Whatnot
can't.
you can. I don't
break
know
up. You can't break up the sales though. It has to be under one account. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'd love to co-stream with my brother-in-law on Whatnot, like we did on YouTube. But you can't break the sales apart. It goes under one person, and then I'd have to 1099 him.
So lag. I thought the best of. I'm probably gonna do both. So there you go. I'm probably gonna do Whatnot as well.
Yeah, we're starting to get to that point where we have a source now of cheap used clothing, so why not try it? And cheap used things. So we might
Okay,
try it
so
too.
everybody thinks if you get a customer, is there anybody in the chat who doesn't cringe whenever you get a customer message? Anybody?
I used to more than I do now. Usually it's, will you sell it for less?
Okay, so here's a cool interaction. I just want to tell you guys this story. So yesterday, I sent a lady. She had sent me a message saying how much of these Towncraft pans do you have, and I sent her a message back. And I sent her pictures, but evidently with one of the, I should have specifically said the lid to this one is cracked. The lid to the handle part of the lid is broken on one side. And so when it got there, a couple more pieces of it had chipped off of the handle. You know what Towncraft looks like? The handle on it's big. It's like big for you to pick it up like this. And but she got a great deal. I sent her 4 pieces, 3 lids for $200. If you don't know, the town, I didn't have the lid to the big one, the 6-quart stock at the time, or I never would have done it because the Dutch oven with the lid was worth $160. I didn't have the lid, so it was only worth like $110. So I added them all up, and so it was $200 plus shipping. I cut her a break on the shipping because she lived in Tennessee. So she sent a message back saying she didn't notice in the pictures, was that lid broken? And I said, yes, ma'am, the lid was broken. I apologize for that, but I figured somebody who bought it would rather have the lid and deal with a little broken and maybe try to fix it or find a repair than not have the lid. And she came back to my surprise and my delight, and she said, absolutely. I was just wanting to make sure that we didn't need to file an insurance claim. And I said, thanks. I said, I hope you enjoy these pots. She goes, I'm already cooking with them.
Nice.
And she's only had them a couple days. I'm like, I told her, I picked them up from my family. The lady, remember going to her, to the Towncraft you had to buy at a party. They were very expensive. Like when you were there, they would finance these things. They were so expensive. And she said, I know that's how my mother got hers. My mother has passed, and I've been waiting for my father to pass them down to me. And I got tired of waiting, decided to buy my own set. And she said, "You
That
gave
damn
me
old
a great."
bastard won't die.
She said, "You gave me a great deal. I think I paid like an eighth of what my mom paid. An eighth. That's how expensive these things were. I mean." And she asked me, "Did I ever see the skillet?" There was evidently there's an electric skillet in that set, and I had to confess that I had that skillet in my hands, but they couldn't find the power, and so I left it, not knowing that I was an idiot. And I told her that I regretted leaving that, and she's like, "Oh, I bet so." That's such a nice interaction with a customer, so generally nice person. That don't forget that a lot of these times when you're selling used stuff, somebody needs that over there to fix their coffee pot. You got someone who's just wanting to use pots that are really good quality that her mother had that reminded her of an older time. There is, I mean, it's
It's
just not,
funny.
sometimes
It's
it's
funny
not just
what people are nostalgic about. Pots and
sometimes you're
pans.
not just selling stuff, and it's not just, hey, it's a widget. Like something, and a lot of times it reminds me to take care to package things up because people are counting on you to get it to them because you are helping, even if it's that odd toy that you think nothing of, but it could have been their favorite one from their childhood. It could have been you don't know what these customers. Yeah, Randy, that made my day. I enjoyed talking to her. We had like 8 or 10 messages back and forth through the eBay system. Yeah, it makes you truly want to. So check out Pots. That was Towncraft. Uh,
Yeah.
Chefware by Towncraft.
Salad
Yep.
Master's good.
This stuff is more expensive than Salad Master. It's better. It's hard to find because it was not as the Salad Master you can buy in a store, right?
There's a brand called Vitacraft.
Yep. There's also Duncan
Five
Hines
ply.
made some. Duncan Hines made some stuff that people want.
Hmm.
There's another one I got over there. I can't think of the name of it.
You can kind of
It'll-
tell by the weight on those 5-ply ones, you know.
Man, they're 100%. If you're in a thrift store and can pick up one to the other, you immediately notice this is something substantial. Let me get the other brand.
But a lot of people still like those thin copper bottom ones, and I'm like, why do they like this so much? When you
I don't know what I did with that pot. Okay, so speaking of thin copper, so that's the video I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna clean the bottom of one of those and show you how to clean the bottom of one of those. So that's my idea today. It'll work for stainless steel and it'll work for those copper. So it'll come out tomorrow. I'm gonna clean it today as soon as I figure out what I did with it.
I think it's a good niche to be in the reseller community. There's so many resellers out there doing the same thing.
That's a Duncan Hines. The handle kind of looks a little different. They all have different handles, but this one kind of unusual. Though, just straight out. But that's a Duncan Hines, and it's another one that's heavy. It's 3 or 5 ply things.
Nice. Cleaning and repairing videos for the reseller community might be a good actual idea. How-to type stuff. There's so many easy things to clean and repair out there. Sometimes it's just a wire you got to solder on or something. I do it all.
Okay, so I did. So Jabus, I learned one thing about since I've been selling some of the Revere ware. Not all Revere ware is created equal.
Yeah, I know.
The logo tells you something.
I always find the crap.
Can you see it? It's right here. It's hard to.
No, can't see it.
You can see something that's there, right? Right there.
Make yourself big. Maybe we could see it better.
Hell, how much bigger do I need to be? Look, I mean, I need to go on a diet.
You need to dig it. There you go.
See, there he is. See it?
I see Hines. I see Duncan.
Duncan Hines. They're all like that. Like the Towncraft says Towncraft here, but a lot of them.
Got it. So if it's the logo on the side like that, is what you're saying?
I'll be real fucking gentle.
Yeah, that's how you tell. The bottoms don't have. The bottom is the copper. So the logo on the bottom of the Revere ware. I don't have. I just have the newer ones here. That's a newer one. It's just a regular logo.
See, those are the ones I find.
It's hard to see. It's just a regular logo. If it's got 2 circles around it, like around the logo, the double circles, that means it was made from 48 to 68, and it's about double in price. There'll be a double line circle around it that's telling you the because companies they change logos, and I was telling Johnny this. She's like, "How do you know all this crap?" I'm like, "You start selling stuff." Because she went to a thrift store with me the other day, and I'm like, "Oh, that's that." She goes, "It's strange that just your odd information is stored in your head." Oh Lord, I don't have a song for you, Harlan.
What do you mean?
I played that. I played the little thing for Tom. I don't have one for you.
Oh, I missed that.
Todd and I, hey, don't worry. Todd and I don't have songs either.
Yeah, I was looking for that coffee maker yesterday, Harlan. That's why I didn't make it last night.
I got you.
I found it about 10 minutes after 5.
You can play that wedding march, "Here Comes the Bride" for Harlan. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I expect that next week.
See if you can find like a bluegrass version of it.
Shouldn't you already be at work?
Well, we had that storm last night, and like a 30-foot limb hit my fireplace, so I left.
Run into the arms around the corner?
Yep.
God, that was a hellacious wind. My trash cans blew halfway down the street.
Yeah,
I didn't feel it at all.
Crazy here too.
We're getting it right now. It's windy as hell and raining.
We're supposed to be, I think, winds up to 28, 30 miles an hour today. Not as bad as last night, as yesterday.
They canceled schools here.
They were 50 miles per hour. Robinson on the side of Waco,
Yeah.
all their power shut down, so they had to close school.
Harlan, check out Van Massey's website. They're auctioning off this week. Downtown, the feed and seed that's gone out of business.
Yeah,
Oh
CT.
God, I love
CT
it.
Garvin. They've got a lot of bidding activity though. I mean, there's not a ton of. I haven't seen any great deals. There's some, and it's only been up. You've only been able to bid for 7 hours, and I mean they've got a ton of bids.
Well, I thought it'd been going for 2 weeks.
Oh, did it run for?
I think so. Yeah, I looked the other
Late-
day and it
late
was
to the
like
party there,
10
Scott.
days left.
Oh, okay. I was assuming because most of them, they don't let it.
Yeah, that wind screamed through here. It was 50 miles an hour. Sheesh.
They were supposed to cut that big tree down in my backyard last week, but didn't show up.
Is that what hit your chimney?
Yeah, a whole bunch of it fell, 2 weeks ago? One of them hit the house. I sent a video to the owner, and he was going to cut it down, but they didn't show up. And then this one had a bunch more come down.
So you wonder if someone who is committed to showing up to do a job doesn't do the job, and then there's damage as a result. Are they liable?
I don't know.
You could make that case in court.
You can make a case in court for anything. He farted on me, and I almost threw up. I won't.
Yeah, but what would you think, Tom? You've got a tree that you need removed because your house is in danger, and it's got a history of dropping things, and a company says we'll take care of that for you. We'll be there. Yesterday. We'll be there yesterday, and today in the winds it puts a branch in your living room. What would you think?
I think it would.
I don't know about that.
I think it would depend on the length of time. If they just canceled one time and then it happened the next day, I don't know if you'd have a case. But if they kept putting it off and off, especially if you had a deposit down, then you'd sure have a case.
So the other Stephen Marsha sent Joni a picture.
Can't be two.
Sent Joni a picture. That's the back of their Palisade.
They are our mortal enemies.
A tree fell. The branch fell through the sunroof in the back, the second sunroof, into the back seat. That's a big branch from a tree.
How can there be two?
Yeah, I was scared last night. When that limb hit the fireplace, it was about 30 feet long.
Did Marcia hold you and make you feel all better?
Yep.
Okay.
Good excuse, I guess.
Would you please lay down?
He doesn't need an excuse to go over there. Who are we kidding?
You were talking about the waterless stainless cookware, whatever. They used to call it waterless cookware. I had a friend when we were in our 20s, and she sold the Amway brand of cookware.
that's another one. I've got a couple pieces of Amway over here too.
And she made a freaking killing selling. That's all she sold. If you wanted some soap, she'd sell you some soap. But her dig was the cookware.
Oh, man, the cookware.
And she would make, because those things were like $1,600 a pop back in the 70s. That was a lot of, for you youngsters like Harlan and Steve, that was a lot of money.
When did Harlan become a youngster?
When did I become a youngster?
He looks like a youngster.
I am probably the youngest one on this panel, but
Harlan's like, what are you, 11 months younger than me? He ain't a youngster.
Steve, you're younger than me?
Hey, Harlan is only 2 months away from the senior discount.
Can I get a what?
I think I'm 50. I'm in my 50s.
You don't ask him for ID, because he doesn't look that old.
They don't ask me. It's just, I had to remind him yesterday. twice
If
at two
I
stores.
Well, you
if I
don't
go
look that
into
old
the
either.
if I go into the Goodwill on the senior day, they automatically give me the discount now. It's kind of nice. I'm not there yet according to their rules, but I'm not letting them know that.
Yeah. Gangsta Harlan.
Word.
Mm-mm. But
I
it's
remember the
yeah.
first time they offered my mother senior coffee at McDonald's. It devastated her. And now I'm like, yes, the discount.
So I'm watching somebody selling live the other day, and they're like, "Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna give you some tips from a seasoned reseller." And I'm like, "This ought to be good. I'm gonna listen."
What's their
And so a
season?
couple minutes later, they said, "You know, the tip is always pick up printer ink." I'm like, "What kind of tip is pick up?
I gave that same tip in my video this week.
What kind of tip is that? Pick up printer ink, like something that's um." Oh, that's cool. So 1900 store video coming up on the 11th. Japanese antique auction, government auction.
I
That's
think
got to be way cool.
reselling type videos from Japan would be really cool to watch. Anything.
Let's do a let's in 2026. Let's go to Japan, Scott.
I want to go for sure.
Let's go. Roberta will be in. I'm sure Joni will be in. She likes to go.
American legend. You put too many words in there. You should have just left it with "you're a beast."
And Harlan can take his bride and they can honeymoon while they're over there.
It ain't gonna be that long. They'll be married by then. By 2026, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
We need to start. We need to start a poll of what month they get married this year.
I have a
Can I
feeling
get
that
in this pot? Because I could win this thing.
they
I could tweak it.
Keep your eyes on the road, Harlan.
Sorry.
I think Harlan's bride to be is going to want to go ring shopping while we're in Nashville. Because I was talking about he need to get her like a 5 carat solitaire, and she's like, "Is he going to be in Nashville with us?"
Don't
You
worry,
want,
Harlan. I put this one in a box. I'll sell it to you cheap. So when I run it on Van Massing, you can use that one.
Okay.
It's 925. There you go. I don't know what the rest of it is, but
you just need to go out and find you a ring and get one of those old glass doorknobs and solder it to the ring.
that would be a great video there. Homemade engagement ring. That'd be a
Yeah.
good one.
That would go over well.
But it's yeah. I was surprised that I was living the good life and found the part that I needed. Found the coffee machine that I needed. Even though this one was, what are you animals doing? It was so disgustingly dirty. That's why it was still there. Nobody bought it because it was so filthy dirty. I mean, I put the Cascade in it and let it sit for a couple hours, and then I still had to scrub it clean because you filthy animals in your coffee. How do you drink it when it's like that? Throw stuff in the dishwasher.
I won't show you the inside of my coffee cup.
It changes the flavor of coffee.
That's why you don't wash them. No, my coffee pot is nice and clean. But I find the same thing when I'm picking things and when I go to clean them. Oh my God, people!
I'm telling you,
Oh,
Harlan has the cleanest coffee maker in the world.
So clean. So,
It's almost like he doesn't use it.
yep.
Does she drink coffee?
Yep. Chip and Keurig.
When I in my young
That's fine.
days, like I was like 22, 23, I had a friend that would come by and he would run because I always kept a jar of instant coffee in the cupboard. he would come by and run hot tap water and make instant coffee with that. And I'm like, man, dude, that is just like
I have
not
never
cool.
All
in
right,
my
so
entire life found an instant coffee that tasted good.
Todd normally gets to the show about 5 minutes until. Todd didn't get there until like 1 minute till. Todd, you want to explain why you were late this morning?
I was on my way to the bathroom in the dark right before the show started, and Lord, if I and my bare feet didn't step in a pile of this puppy's mess, just
Oh,
dead centered right in the middle of my foot.
It's like squishy through the toes. Yeah.
Yeah, fun times. You're
I'm on my
evil.
last
You're
stop.
evil. Yes, you are.
Oh, that's
That's
sad.
why I have no puppy.
Uh, I don't know if y'all knew. I know you guys did, or at least Scott and Todd did. Sally, that was one of the original creators of the morning show that Todd and I
Yeah,
do. Her ex-husband passed away.
Brandon.
Yeah, that's
You remember
sad.
on that show, Brandon used to walk in front of Sally's camera with nothing on but his skivvies.
Yeah.
He wasn't that old, was he?
No.
Nah, he's younger than me and Tom for sure.
Well, hell, it's just a kid then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I insulted this guy the other day. I said something like, "You boys, y'all just don't know what real cars are." And he's like, boy," and his son was there. He says, "Dad, anybody younger than Uncle Tom is a boy." And I said, "That's right. You're 35 years old. You're a boy. It's getting to be where the 40-year-olds are getting to be boys now."
Okay, so here it comes. I'm asking Grok a question. Come on, Grok 3. So if the qualifications are younger than you two, 82% of the population is younger than you two.
Well,
And that's terrible.
Well, there's a reel. It's probably a TikTok, and this guy's walking around saying, "In what year? If you're born in what year, does it make you old?" And this guy, he's in his 20s, says, if you were born in the 1900, if your birth date starts with 19, you're old."
That's not true though, because my son was born in 2000. Well, he wasn't 19, but
Yeah, I saw
he's
something
only
the other day saying
23. He's 24,
kids
25
born
now.
in the 2000 and something started high school this year, whatever it is.
I'm telling you, the older you get, faster time flies.
It's insane how that's why Harlan's got to get married like tomorrow because they'll be old like you guys in a week.
Damn. Harlan, even that's cruel. Even-
But
Time does fly.
being older than 82% of the population is better than the alternative.
It is true. That is
you
true.
know, any day that you can get out of bed on your own steam, that's a good day. No matter how many aches and pains you have, that's a good day.
I can't die yet. All this shit's got to get sold.
If that's the qualifications, you're gonna live forever.
I'm gonna live
And my
forever.
if I die with all this stuff that I have, my wife is gonna dig up my corpse and make me put it all away. Get rid of it, and then bury me again.
All right,
Start front.
y'all know on this iPhone I run the new betas or whatever. Um, it's they finally they had a search thing that was very similar to their AI search. That was very similar to Google's um, Google Image, and you had to have that extra button on the 16 to do it. They finally brought it to the 15, so it allows you to take a picture of Oh wow, I'm not using that. So, I like the way it works better. It does use a Google. Sorry, something went wrong. Sorry, something went wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, something went wrong. Never mind. Screw Apple.
Is this on? You're on a beta version though, so it isn't available on the
No,
public
it's not
release yet.
available. But
What?
Okay.
it's
I
coming.
quit doing the betas.
What? It's a beta version of what?
The operating system on the phone.
See, it's trying to pick up the number, and it's instead of the picture. Okay, so let's do the remote then.
Bum, 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 bum.
If you hit the search, it will search. If you hit the search, it will search with Google. But the way it implements, like if I click on eBay, the one thing I like about it, it seems to be easier to get back to the other page, to the other listings. Google Image, I always found that I had to do it again, or it was. I don't like the way switching
A little
from images.
clunky.
You got to back. It's not.
Yeah.
There's no clear way to restart Google. Back up where the iPhone, if you just hit an X, it starts right back to.
Is that where? Are you
You just,
using?
you take the picture and hit search, and it's gonna come up. It's gonna give you all the places you can buy this ibuprofen and what it is.
Are you eating grits too, American Legend?
Who the hell eats corned beef hash for breakfast? That's ugh.
I do on grits with scrambled
Oh
eggs.
man.
Oh
Well,
my
without
lord!
the grits, I'm with you.
God.
I've tried grit. I could not be a Southern gentleman. That's for sure.
Corned beef hash
Because
is disgusting.
You know what gets me? I was in the grocery store yesterday, and a can of Vienna sausages used to be 33 cents. They are now 65 cents in damn Charlotte.
Holy shit, 65 cents.
65 cents.
They could keep
And you
them
got
at both prices.
you got to say it like my father-in-law used to say it, Vienna, or however you.
Vienna. Yeah.
Viney.
He used to eat them. Him and his brother used to eat them things. I'm like, y'all are disgusting. Ugh.
no, they're the best.
There's a guy at work that eats them with hot sauce.
Oh, buddy.
Right next to spam,
Ugh.
they're the best thing that's ever been made.
Spam.
Spam.
I fried spam because I ran out of bacon and I wasn't going to the store. I opened up a can of spam out of my stash and I sliced that sucker up, fried it.
Yummy.
So when I was a kid, my mom and dad would take us on picnics, and we would have spam sandwiches.
Now I only like
I
the
don't even
spam
like the word
cooked.
picnic now.
It's got to be fried.
Just wait till
No,
next
you
time I run into Miss Tyree. I'm gonna tell
can
her.
eat spam.
I'm gonna tell her
can
that
eat
you want spam
anywhere.
sandwiches for dinner. Invite
So
Harlan
It's-
over and make him spam sandwiches.
oh, she knows.
I-
She knows that's
I
a
think
lie.
I'm gonna go out after the show, get a can of spam, and eat it.
Ooh, my-
Anissa, everything makes you want to barf, honey, and I say that with love. See, when you get to be as old as I am, you don't really worry about that BS.
And this, you got to be careful when you start barfing. You might be pregnant again.
That's right. You know, you got two that's just about to graduate from high school. You need to start all over again.
But it's amazing. I've listed a lot the last few days, and the stuff has been selling, the new stuff. But it's amazing. The more positive you are, and the more I'm telling you, you attract to you. If you are a bitter, mean person, you attract those kind of people. The messages and stuff I've gotten have not been. I had one where the guy did not like the way the shaver. He said he didn't think the sideburn thing worked as well. And I told him, hey, I got free returns, buddy, or I'll give you 25% back for that. And he's like, I'll return it. And then a couple days later, he goes, I changed my mind. Is that still open? I'm like, absolutely. I want you to be happy. And he's like, and this is what he says. He doesn't say anything negative. He says, this model and the one by it are my favorites, and I try to keep an extra. If you find another one, would you message me? I'm telling you, if if you're positive and you deal positively with people and don't assume the worst, how many people would have said he's fishing for a partial refund? There probably wasn't nothing wrong with it. I can't stand these damn eBay buyers, but I wish they buy more of my stuff. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Lag was trying to get 35% back, but you only got 25% back.
If you keep a pause, I used to sell. I don't know if you've ever heard of combine insurance. You sell that, and the in the mornings we always had these meetings, but the biggest part of the meeting was positive mental attitude. You always got to keep positive. And I'll tell you, when it comes to selling anything, that is where you better be, is with a positive mental attitude. If
Yeah,
the first
because
thing you think is negative, you're going to have a negative experience.
they're going to things that are going to be out of your control, and your control is how you react to them. It's everybody's going to have trouble with shipping, no matter how well you pack it. Some things are going to get lost. I mean, that's just part of the game. And this is as Karma came back to me, left her phone in a Goodwill basket last week, and in 15 minutes it was right in the basket where she left it. Is there any worse feeling in the world than leaving your phone somewhere? I had to quit carrying 2 phones because an old man trying to carry 2 phones is dangerous.
Roberta told me she was going to get me one of those things. At some corporate offices, they have like things that hang around your neck with like a pouch on the end of it.
And a lanyard, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's more than a lanyard. Anyway. She said she's gonna get one of those to put my phone in. I said, well, get me a Bluetooth in it too, so then I'll never have to touch it. That's what I like about dadgum cars with the push button start on it.
Man, don't you just put it in your backpack with your Depends?
Because I don't have to use Depends at this point in my life.
Anymore.
So, Tom, I like the fact that the iPhones have the magnets on the back of them, so my wallet sticks to the back of it.
Right.
So most of the time, if I'm not charging the car, which I don't generally, if I carry 2 phones, one will and one won't. So I try to leave the one that's got my wallet on it. But any of my 3 phones will hold the wallet, so I don't lose it. It also holds the charger, so it'll charge there. You can get the little card things that like slide in a wallet that can help you find your wallet.
They're called what are they called?
The one I was looking at was a Eufy card.
That's kind of a good idea. I think I might get that for my stepson because he loses his wallet all.
Tile. There's a thing called Tiles. That's what I've got.
Tiles does that too. They're more for keychains though, right?
I've got one for my wallet too.
Oh, you got one for you?
Yeah. Roberta's, she's like, I'm married to an old, she's married to an old man. She's got to make sure I don't lose my stuff.
But it was weird yesterday when I was doing my shipping. Normally I've crammed everything on the shipping table over there because everything else is covered up. But when this side is finally uncovered, and I'm like, I've got somewhere to put whenever I finish shipping, I've got somewhere to put them. I've got organized. I've got another place where I can. It was weird having both sides of the work area open. And if you can see, that's right there, right there. That's a monitor. That computer is now working again. So I'm able to list on both sides, which is really nice. And then I was being so wonderful that yesterday or Monday on my way home from the post office, someone had stuck out one of these pet vacuums in the first house in the neighborhood. So I was thankful for them. They were very nice. Because the canister on that thing is worth like $34. I'm like, how many of y'all would drive by the vacuum cleaner and not pick it up? No matter what it is.
See, all that stuff goes at Goodwill. If they plug it in and it don't turn on, they throw it in their dumpster. I told the manager, I said, you're always fighting for sales. I said, you need to just start stacking those suckers up over there and sell them to resellers for like $3.
If they put them in a quarter, say people would buy them $4, $3 or $4. it'd be worth their time to put. They've already tested them. They've already wasted labor. Just stick a sticker on it and saying, "This is the non-working bin." I walked
Yeah.
into one yesterday. They had a bunch of power tools in it, in the bin, and I look in the bottom. I have never seen this before. Did you know that Scott made rechargeable equipment? Scott, like the grass, the lawn, the supplement people.
No, I
They
did
make their
not.
own weed. They make their own weed eater. So in the bottom of the bin was the battery and the charger. The freaking charger is worth $50 by itself to have $4 on it. Just the charger. I didn't know they made them, but I can look up Scott, and their line is called Sync, SYNC, Scott's Sync.
But there's a lot of people. Scott, you sell a lot of damn coffee maker parts. People will order that stuff for my coffee maker's working. I just need that like on the Keurigs, that canister that sits down on the side of it.
Yeah, what they break the.
They stuck it in the sink to fill it up with water, filtered water, Anissa, and they dropped it and cracked it, so now it leaks. They'll just they look for stuff like that. People look for things to fix what they've already got. Sometimes they're not really saving any money, but at least they feel good about themselves.
Yeah, you have to mix a variety of ways to sell things. People that are, I don't have anything to sell. I'm like, you're not trying.
There's always something somewhere, even if you got to start small.
That's a good one. So here's a good story. So last year on the 127, I bought one of those big Brady Pro Plus label makers. It's the one that it prints on for electricians or people doing that kind of. It prints on labels that to label wires, and so the labels. And so I paid $50 for it, and it had a whole bunch of labels. I knew the labels were where the money were. The label maker should have been worth $125. Okay, so the sucker didn't work, but I was not terribly mad at it because I knew the money, and I'd get my $50 back, and I've sold well over that in labels now. But I stopped at the thrift store, the same one it was that I got the thing from today. They had a box that said that label pro maker. I'm like, and it says no label maker, just labels, $4. And I'm like, hell yeah, $4. Somebody just bought. I think the $4 was good. $31.48, and they bought 5 times.
Dang.
That was a good $4. $4 into almost $160. And these boxes of labels are like this big.
Thing is, if you had never looked up that original one, you might not know that.
That was gonna be my whole point. Is if I didn't look up the original one, and it's in my memory so much because that thing didn't work. But I know the labels, and I look for the labels now. I think I've got one here. It's an LD. I think I've got some labels right here. Hold on.
There's people who say that resellers who depend on their phone
Yes, Anissa.
aren't
Good
real
morning, Jack.
resellers or aren't good resellers. Well, that's bullshit. I depend on that phone for a lot of things.
People trying to hold you down.
That's right. It's just people who think they know more than they do.
Here's what they look like. They're Brady labels for the.
I think I've seen those before or heard of that brand before. I've sold some of those before.
They're to a label maker that is specifically for.
Yeah, I've seen those labels and bought them before.
You see it right there. It says wire marking labels.
Yeah.
It's got a barcode on it. Why don't you just scan it when you're at a yard
Yeah, they are.
store?
And somebody's trying to get $50 a box, and I'm like, I've got $4 into all these, like 9 labels. I'm like, I'm gonna cut them in half. Okay, I'm thrilled with the $31. And somebody said, you know what? That's such a good deal. I'll take all 5 of them from it. I've got like 30 or 40 of these labels now.
Scan everything. Look up everything.
Southern. you know, I remember the days when cars didn't have phones and you didn't carry one with you. And that's what, people that I know that were in sales,
When I was
you
when I
would
was
get
your
into the
age,
car just because it was quiet. You wouldn't even turn the damn radio on. It was quiet.
Well,
I always had to have the
so
radio.
Mike G, you got a point. Your brain and your phone, it takes both. If your brain is not curious enough to tell you, hey, look this up on the phone, it ain't never. You can carry the phone all day. Your brain's got to work, your brain's got to be
I
curious.
agree.
And Vermont, you need a phone? I'll send you this one for free. You need one? You said you don't carry no more. I don't know if it's locked to AT&T or not. It's just been laying on my desk.
I have a little track phone that I bought for emergency purpose. But my iPhone wasn't working for a little while, so I bought a temporary phone. Even that stupid thing that was $28 works
Um,
to look up eBay stuff.
John, when I was a child and I would go to the skating rink,
Oh
my
Lord.
mom would give me a dime. And that was just, and I always stuck that, I guess they were are they pocket watch pockets? It used to be on jeans. There was a little pocket, like, you had your main pocket and then there was a little pocket. Anyway, I'd stick that dime in there, and that was to call when I got ready to leave. That was the dime to call home because I'd go over to the payphone, and then they became a quarter. Can you? It all went downhill when they became a quarter.
I was going to go charge this one up, but look, I need to list this today. I'm gonna list this today.
I found that emergency Android phone that I was using, and I haven't turned that thing on in 6 months probably. It
So I
still has
watch a channel. Yeah, I
47% battery.
watch a channel called John Zoid,
I've seen
and
him. Yeah.
he tests all those. Some of those $30 and $40. The biggest thing to them is you got to get it unlocked. You got to use 2 months of service on most of them. But some of those phones are not, especially if you stick to Verizon and the Motorola Go phones, the Motorola phones. Hi there. Are we in the United States? Yes.
I wouldn't suggest. What was it? I think Smart Talk is the one, or whatever
Connect
Walmart's
to
thing
a
is.
connect to a mobile network.
Hey,
I
we
think
use
you have to
Family
be a
Mobile.
year with. I
I've
think you
never
have to
had
be
any
a
problems
year
with
with them.
Family Mobile.
So I have two. We have AT&T on my main phone, but I've been using the US Cellular now for a year. Not USL, but US Mobile. I'm sorry, US Mobile. It's $26 a month, including taxes, for 10 gigabytes, and so my other two phones for $26. One's on Verizon towers, and one's on T-Mobile. That that's insane. If you're smart enough to own your own phone outright and are not in a contract and haven't looked in the US Mobile, holy crap, how
I
cheap that
did.
is.
I did Mint for the 3 months that it was $15 a month,
I got to log in, Timothy. I got to log into my network so I can figure out what the heck it is.
and it
Okay.
worked well. I just didn't have enough data on it to use it as a full time phone.
Okay. My wife she has started saying I need to get another phone because the battery on this one dies. I, I just don't charge it. I don't put it on the charger is the problem. But anyway, she's starting to talk about getting you need to get another phone. You need to get another phone.
How old is the phone you got?
It's about 3 years old.
What kind of phone is it?
It's a OnePlus.
What number?
I have no idea.
The OnePlus 10. The OnePlus 10 just came out.
Okay, no, this is not a. This is 3 years old. Anyway,
I had a 7. That was actually not a bad phone. OnePlus 7.
I know I've asked this before, but I'm writing it down this time. I'm thinking about crossing over to the dark side and getting an Apple phone. I'm not spending $1,000 for a damn telephone. What is the oldest version of the Apple phone would you buy?
12.
I wasn't going any farther back than a 15.
15. Thank you.
And that's
My
only
12,
because
my 12 works great.
the 15 will do all the AI moving forward and all the stuff moving forward that none of the other ones will. So
Yeah, but
you're gonna.
Tom don't care about the AI.
He
Actually,
might.
I've been playing around with the AI a little bit.
Yeah, if you buy anything earlier than that, it won't do.
Not on my phone though. I'm getting ready to swap this 32-inch TV out for a damn
But then you have to
45.
buy. But so here's the catch that you're in. You have to buy the Pro or the Pro Max, which are the deluxe ones, which I don't know that you need. You're probably more economically if you get the regular iPhone 16.
And
Um,
then you're in your $1,000 range where you don't want to be.
no, the 16 is not.
16's not. No, the regular 16. No,
The regular
so they
16
6 or
is
7.
7, I think. Harlan
Uh,
got the Plus, and he really likes it, or he's
I
not
got the Pro,
complaining.
16 Pro.
He's got the
Great
6
phone.
Plus. It's $8.99.
But if you're just wanting a functional phone, my 12
See,
works great.
here's the thing, Tom. With an iPhone that's different than the one you've got. My other iPhone over there that I use to look up stuff that's carrying Verizon that I look up in the thrift stores that this one doesn't work.
right.
It's 7 years old and it's still running the latest and greatest software. It's an iPhone 10 Plus or 10 Max, whatever the hell they called it. That 10
iPhone
Max.
supports their phones for a while.
What kind of RAM do you have in yours, Scott?
iPhones don't tell you.
Huh?
Apple doesn't tell you.
Well, I'm looking at an Apple site and it says 256 gigabyte,
That's
512
not
gigabyte.
that's not RAM. That's memory.
Okay, memory, whatever.
I have 512.
You have 512. Okay, the 16 is that's
I
a
don't
couple
know
of
what I
bucks.
got.
And another thing to reason is when I went on the cruise with my brother and his family last year, or was it the year before? Anyway, um, my sister-in-law could she could just through the regular Wi-Fi. She could chat with her family. I mean, she could chat with us. My brother and his daughter, who have iPhones, she was getting message from them, and I was never getting the messages from her. And it's something about just y'all the iPhone's chat feature. It just seems to be a lot better than the chat feature on Androids.
So, Phoebe,
Messenger.
do you want to tell Todd something that you don't do it in you do it in the past coming out here trying to get Daddy to step in your poo? Say, I'm feeling like me and Daddy need to go on a diet. I hit the door this morning. I couldn't catch up with the squirrel in the backyard, and I thought she had him. She was not far behind. I was like, has Phoebe caught her first squirrel? Have you caught your first squirrel? But your Lord, he had too much of a head start, buddy. You were fast. You were fast, buddy.
John, I used to carry a track phone because I didn't talk on the telephone a lot. And it was also the ones before you had the screens on them. You know, you had to text with the buttons. And
What you doing out here? Where's your mama?
that thing would get service inside of movie theaters. I could get service and nobody else could. I don't know, but it jumps around from different services. It's not always a fixed on one, like on Verizon or
Yeah,
T-Mobile.
so Mark, American Legend, he is right. The legendary iPhone that most people think the 13 was kind of the pinnacle. It's had the best battery life, and a lot of people love the iPhone 13. Um, the problem is that the chip architecture changed with the 15,
Well, see
and
that's what I don't want to get. I don't want to get something like this frigging computer here. I can't upgrade to 11 because it doesn't have a damn chip on the motherboard that it needs.
yeah, that means that it's not. It's got to be at least the 8th generation Intel in order to upgrade. I've got 4 laptops over there that are all 7th generation, and none of them will upgrade.
And
There's a workaround if you really wanted to do it.
there
I
is,
know.
but for the average person, that shouldn't be the deal. And also, I can't upgrade the BIOS on it again. And so there's some games that I'm having a lot of problems playing One of them being Farm Simulator, and because
Not Farm
it's
Simulator. Holy hell!
I'm
How can
telling
you
you,
live without Farm Simulator?
it's
My
hard.
God, man.
You know, I started drinking a lot. I have started drinking a lot. I get the shakes. It shuts down in the middle of the game. So my son's going to get me another motherboard, and
But it's that's why there's a reason. Most of the time there's subtle differences in these phones. Somebody was mentioning, I think it was 1900 store, that he's got a Pixel 8. The pixels, the cameras on those are amazing. The video cameras on the iPhones are better. Uh, you just got to look at it and what's important to you when you know, if you're the kind of person that'll keep a phone forever, buy the 16. And if you hate it, that's the other thing. If you hate it and want to get rid of the 16, it's still worth the resale value on that is much better.
I can still get a couple $100 for my iPhone 12. I mean, they're
You can get
thing.
more than that. I bet
Yeah.
you can get.
It's a great
And
phone. The battery was the issue on that one.
you know, I've talked about it before. I'm just tired of freaking androids. There's things that I used to use I can't use because it's not androids will not it's not compatible with it anymore. And Windows is constantly screwing you all the time about something, and I'm just tired of it. I'm just going to go technology free because
Yeah,
I still have a house phone.
that
My
generally
mother still
doesn't
has a
happen
phone. My
with
mom rarely answers her cell phone, so I got to call her on the home phone.
You know what? My family will not use the damn phone. I'm like, why don't we just see if we can find a deal on a phone that just texts? That's all you need is you don't need it. You don't need all the fancy stuff on it. You just need a keyboard and a place to read the damn text without having to go like A B B B B. Pushing buttons.
Okay, so I finally got through the setup. So what kind of phone is this? Settings. It's so small that I can't even read it. Let me put my Tom glasses on. My old man glasses.
You know, a friend of mine called me last night, Scott. You know how you always say, check cameras for the memory cards. He called me last night. He said, "Dude, over the weekend I bought some cameras, and because he buys them and gives them to his grandkids, you know, slips a daggum 65, 64 gigabyte of SIM card in it, and they just take pictures all the time. Well, he bought one, and he said there was some good shit. He said there was some good shit on that on that card, and I'm like, was it naughty? He said, "Oh, naughty is like what you'd give a kindergartner." He said, this was adult version of naughty."
So he needs to sign up for Pornhub or not Pornhub, one of those picture sites, and upload them all and make some money.
So this is an
That'd get you real
AT&T
far.
Yeah.
Alcatel Calypso.
I got it.
It's currently worth $18.38.
But what'd you pay for it?
I don't know. Dollar probably at most.
Yeah, sell it. It's money.
I don't know. Let me see if they sell first.
I bought this track phone or straight talk phone from Walmart for $25 or $20.
They actually sell. So
I took this phone straight to the phone recycling thing in Walmart just to see what it would give me, and it was like $1.47 or something for a brand new.
Scott, put those glasses back on.
Anyway, speaking of cameras, buying
Why?
cameras, I bought
Put them back on.
this one. I got
are
this
you
one.
are you trying to do a screenshot or something?
No. Boy, you look like Paw Paw.
These are the. So they're made. Have you never seen these before? Foster Grant made them.
Yeah.
No, you ain't seen the trick yet.
Yeah, I've seen the ones that fold up.
Yeah, these fold up and
Anyway, I got this camera at the Goodwill bins, and there's one photo on the internal memory, and it's of a guy in a dress. I haven't pulled it off of there yet. But
that's not even that's not even spectacular anymore. That's just
Not
I mean,
anymore,
that's just
but-
normal. You can walk. You
but
can go
back
to the
when-
mall and see that.
back when this camera was popular, because it's only an 8.2 megapixel Kodak.
it's amazing to see if you looked at the price of that thing.
Yeah, I think
the
it goes for
cam-
about $30.
Yeah, any of the I used to tell people to do 12 megapixels or higher, but now, 7 or 8 are still worth $30 or $40. I mean, if you're in a couple bucks, I mean, it's a pretty fast flip. Those phones still. I don't
even
know
bought
who
a
the hell buys.
battery and charger for it.
Who's buying them? I don't understand who's buying them, but they are. So, I'll take the 30 bucks.
one internal memory picture, and it's a guy in a dress, and he's very comfortable looking. So it's not like it's not like they took the picture as a joke.
How close
It's
did you
like
examine him there?
I haven't downloaded the picture yet. If that's
That's
anyway,
it.
because I have, these weigh nothing, and I got it out of the Goodwill bins.
Like
I
I
have
have
a
a phone that
dollar in
plugs
it.
into the wall.
So I bought a K-Star battery and charger for $10. So I have $10 into it, and I'll sell it. Weighs nothing, so shipping will be cheap. So I'll sell it for 30 and make my 10 bucks or so on it.
I'm trying to see if I have anything that has to ship today. eBay on.
Just made one sale.
I have Amazon that
sales.
has to ship. That's terrible.
It is pouring outside.
It rained here all night. It was just ridiculous how
Had a
much
nice
it
year
rained.
today.
It's just insanely.
Roberta had to get to the office this morning, and so she always leaves here about 10 minutes till 6 to beat the Charlotte traffic. It was not raining when she left. She called me when she got to the office, and she said, I had just sat down at my desk because she's got a big window beside her desk. And she said, it is raining so hard you can't see 20 feet away from the building.
What the hell's a winder?
A window? A window. A window. Aren't you running Windows 11 now?
I have Mac. Well, I do have one PC.
Oh, you
inside.
do have Macs, yeah.
Okay, so today I'm gonna buy the secret weapon that's gonna clean the pot while I'm out at Walmart.
What you buy?
So y'all stay tuned for that video Thursday. So the item that I have is at Walmart. So I'm sitting here looking up using. People are like, I haven't made a Deal Soldier video in a couple 3 weeks, and I keep getting messages. Do you still use it? Yeah, I look every day at the stuff, but I'm also looking. I need to know which Walmarts I haven't bought out all the stuff that I'm selling. So like the two closest Walmarts to me, this one has 0, this one has 1, this one has 2, this one has 1. So I'm driving to the other side of town because they have 15, they have 11, they have 12. So those 3 stores are about to have none.
Well, what is it? I can look down here to see if I can find you some.
They don't have it.
Are you doing?
No, it's local to Huntsville. It's local to this area, North
Oh, is
Alabama.
it? Okay.
It's the one thing I've told people over and over to sell. What is special in your area? I've talked about this for years and years. There's something that people who've lived in your area and moved away
Meth and
love about
fentanyl in
your
my
area.
area.
And meth and fentanyl don't count.
Oh, darn.
Sell that because you'll be amazed what people will pay for nostalgia and what people will go, man, when I lived there, even if you didn't like it, that doesn't matter. Take your own self out of it. Because there's a sauce that was made in Wilmington that my mother has eaten my entire life on barbecue chicken. And Joni tried it one time and she decided she absolutely hated it. Tom, you ever had Carolina Treat, the orange stuff?
Yeah.
That's the sauce that I grew up on. That's what my parents always made.
There's a jar in the kitchen in there.
Joni can't stand it. But you can. It's made in Wilmington. You can only find it in
Did you hear
North
about the
Carolina.
Texas Pete plant burning?
No, I did not hear about a Texas peat plant burn.
It burnt. Yes, caught on fire yesterday. A
So
gas leak.
it's burning something besides people's buttholes.
Yeah. Well, you know they had a lawsuit against them. I don't know what ever happened to it. This guy was suing Texas Pete because the name implies that it was made in Texas and it's made in North Carolina. And when I saw that, I said, "So my
See, this
wife,
is
all the women should be suing the people that make Stay Free because you don't stay free." You know.
see that's the thing. If we had a loser pay system, where if that guy wanted to sue for such frivolous stuff like that, he should be required to pay all lawyers' fees from all sides, and the first judge that gets to it should go, "This is nonsense. Pay up and get out of here." Nobody and her brother has
Which, as long as we have all these Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, which I keep one set of them on retainer, it's going to stay that way. People can sue because attorneys are going to get paid.
Yeah, John Jones, Werner Von Braun hot sauce. That's it. But if Dreamland is a famous barbecue place in the state of Alabama. It's in Tuscaloosa. They've got franchises now, and they've got one here, one in Birmingham, and one down in Montgomery and the beach. There's like 5 or 6. That Dreamland sauce is very popular.
Yeah.
I just don't like the big jars they're in, so I don't sell that.
When you're out doing grocery shopping, especially in a place like Huntsville, I know Charlotte is. When you're doing your grocery shopping, take a few minutes and go down through like the Pop Tarts and the cereal aisle because they test certain flavors of Pop Tarts here in Charlotte. And
Yeah,
I've sold some online. I've sold some on eBay because I don't really want to mess with food and shipping and all that kind of
Man
stuff.
says the Arizona iced tea's made in New York.
Yeah.
So the one thing Publix does, most of our Publix do, and I don't know, I'm assuming it's everywhere. Publix has a made on one of the end caps. They have a made in Alabama section, and so it's easy to find what products. Take a picture of each shelf and then go home and look it up. It's the easiest thing you can do. You've got all these phones that will identify it for you. I bet they've got a made in Florida because there's a Publix every 5 feet in Florida. Everywhere. Hey, somebody in the chat who's been to Publix, do they have a made in South Carolina or North Carolina when you're there?
I've not really ever looked. Next time I go to Publix.
Oh, I saw Jennifer say hello. She'll be able to tell me. She's been in enough Publix there.
Is Canada banning Kentucky whiskey from importing it?
Okay, so Trump reinstated the tariffs
Right.
Monday. So Jennifer says yes, they do. So your Publix is a good place to go and look at their end cap and look at what's made in your state. If you've got a Publix, that's your tip from the Beard this week. If you want to find out, Beard, how did you find out that something's local? Well, your Publix just help you cheat. So there you go. But so the tariffs went, and so they did retaliatory tariffs yesterday.
Right.
And that means that Trump is hitting them again today. Because Trump has said they're automatically set. Every time you raise anything, we're raising it immediately back. So at some point, Canada's going to crash. But they decided in protest all their state liquor stores were going to pull all the Kentucky liquor, any U.S. liquor. The problem is they've already imported and paid all the taxes on that. Bunch of idiots. It reminds me of, remember whenever the Bud Light thing went and you saw all these rednecks out there shooting their Bud Light and all this stuff. I'm like, you idiots have already paid for that. What are you destroying the beer you've already paid for? It's the same thing. We paid the taxes, but what are they going to do with it? They're just hiding it, and they're going to have to sell it.
That's like on YouTube. You know, Scott. This bearded picker's an asshole. I'm gonna give him a thumbs down. Who cares? It's a comment, you know. It's a reaction. They don't look at the number of. I mean, they don't look at.
If somebody's trying to hurt my feelings because they put a thumbs down, I never look at that stuff.
Well, what I'm saying is, you know, that YouTube doesn't look at the fact that it's a thumbs down. They look at it that it's a reaction.
Interaction.
Yeah.
And if you want to leave the world's hatefulest comment, it's going to be picked up by the filters, and I'm not even going to read it. I must hit delete all, unless I recognize the name of the person in the thing, and then I'll approve it, because every now and then normal people's whatever words Amazon, whatever words YouTube has set up catches some people. So that's the thing, is that they'll make these long just diatribes of how terrible something is or how wrong I am. And you know, they've probably thought I really showed him, and only for me to just go delete.
See, I know that's how Scott works. So I just, instead of leaving a long list about, God, you're a stupid redneck from Alabama, I just say, you know, I just write asshole, you know, something like that. You know, just one word. So he'll go, what's this?
But that's what it is. So whatever side of the tariffs you're on, I honestly don't care at this point. Me telling you what I think or you telling me it's not going to change the world. It's not going to change anything. You know, that's just what it is. They're reactionary to the tariffs. And we'll just see what happens. I just know that with history, when this country was funded by tariffs, the people were a lot richer. And then once the tariffs went away and they started taking money from the people, we got a lot poorer. And we all had to work. We all had to. Our spouses have now had to work to make things meet. I'm telling you, since that point, it's gone downhill. You know, I'm in favor of, let's try something different. You know, if that means go back the other way to where there was more, we are the richest society in America and in the world. What have we got to lose at this point? So,
You know what? I was looking at some lists last night, and I didn't realize that one of our biggest exports is oil,
yeah,
whether
Earl.
it's crude or it's processed, it's natural gas.
You
That's
know where a lot of it goes.
where
A lot of it goes to the snow Mexicans.
it's in Canada,
Snow Mexicans.
and we get electricity
I
from
saw that.
them.
I saw that on a. I'd seen that before, but it just reminded me. I saw that on Twitter last night. The snow Mexicans are upset. I'm like,
The views of the host does not represent the views of the participants.
the snow Mexicans.
Boy,
So
Britain's
if you
going to
look,
be having you arrested and because of that.
so the way the pipes run, a lot of the crude oil comes out of Canada.
Yeah.
It's a heavy salt crude oil. It comes in through Montana. The pipelines come in and it goes down through the middle of the country and then back up through the Northeast and then back into Canada. Because Canada only has 11 processing plants and they are not very efficient or good at processing that heavy salt crude. And so they send all that crude here. We refine it and send it back to them.
Sell it back to them.
So that's why we have so much exports and that kind of stuff, because a lot of it goes to Canada because they can't process our own. You know, they have a huge resource, but they can't process. You think liberals are going to build processing plants or refineries?
No, that's against their religion.
You know,
Yeah. So
y'all probably don't remember it, but back in the 70s when there were gas lines and stuff like that.
So Amy Lee, the rare earth minerals they're talking about is like cobalt, and there's a lot of minerals that are required to. North Carolina has them too, where they're required to build silicon chips, and to a certain degree, there's only the sand that's in North Carolina made to make these silicon chips. Lots of these earth minerals have properties that they use in semiconductor chips that they need. It's why they're so important. It's also important in building batteries. So if you want to keep charging that beautiful Tesla, I think you've got two of them now.
I want one. Well, actually, I want to Rivian, but
You need
Swastika.
a what?
yeah, that's what the liberals are referring to them as swastika.
Swastika.
Did you see the nutcase? I forget what her name was. Love Hewitt or whatever. She protested and made a huge deal of selling her Tesla because she didn't want to support. And then she buys a Volkswagen. I'm like, you can't be that stupid.
The real swastika, right?
The real swastika car and the real German car company is Volkswagen, and you're claiming that Elon is Hitler, and then you buy a car company that has all of its foundations and all of its.
Elvira sold her Tesla.
Who? Elvira.
Yeah, she had a Tesla. She's
Did
made
she?
a big thing about selling it.
Oh,
That's
he don't care. He's already made his money.
Yeah,
That's what people don't realize. If you bought one, he's already made his money off of it. He does not get any money off of you selling your Tesla.
See, all these people that are,
if
there
they
was
really believe that, they wouldn't sell it at all. They'd destroy it. Correct?
Yeah, they would just destroy it, but they can't afford it to destroy it.
You know how first when Trump first got elected and he was canceling some contracts and doing stuff, and they were talking about how it was going to destroy Apple. The Apple wasn't going to be able to make their chips there anymore, and they'd invested all this money. Did anybody see yesterday that Taiwan announced that they were building 2 or 3 huge chip making plants in the U.S.? Did everybody miss that? Telling you the one thing that tariffs do, and the one thing that leveling this thing off, it brings the jobs back. We have lost a lot of good paying jobs to the regular Mexicans and the snow Mexicans. Look at how they look. Let me read my Facebook.
Well, apparently, you've got a lot of Canadians in your.
I know it's all Josh's fault. Damn it, Josh.
Mark and Basket Noodle. I guess she's from Alberta, or he's from Alberta, whichever.
Who was that? I'm a
Basket Noodle.
No, I don't think.
Mark said he grew up in Snow Mexico.
Snow Mexico. Okay, so they try to say that Canada
I'm pretty
is
close to Snow Mexico.
Canada. This is the point I want to make to you. Canada says they are, you're stabbing your best friend, your best trading partner in the back. Oh, why would y'all allow Trump to do this to us? Here are the historical tariffs from Canada. Currently, the tariff on milk is 270%. The cheese 245, butter 298, chicken 238, sausages 70, barley seed 58, beef 27, cars 25, HVAC 45, vacuums 35, cable boxes 39, TVs 45, steel 25, aluminum 49, and copper 48. That's the tariffs we pay into Canada right now, who is our wonderful trading partner, who calls himself our best friend, and that's what they do to you. I mean, that's the old saying, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right?
Yeah.
So,
they're adding, Javis, they're adding a 42% tariff on importing pancakes. So Lang's going to have to go. He's going to have to.
And I'm all in favor for a basement tax too. So let's put a tax on all basements in the New Jersey area, and only for Ocean City, New Jersey, or Oceanside, whatever the hell that one your address is. Nobody else is affected by that. Just lag.
Somebody said their internet service is bad, and then they said,
they signed a contract with Starlink in order to help the outlying areas of Canada. Because if you look at Canada, it's one huge country, and they've got lots of people that live up in the snow and live up there and remote areas. And Starlink is the best answer. You know what? Ottawa,
No.
the Ottawa guy goes.
Link.
The Ottawa guy goes, "We're so mad at Elon. To hell with my own people. I'm mad at Elon. Screw y'all." That's what they said. Because what profits did you really take away from Elon Starlink company? Not honoring the contract in Canada. A couple quarters.
Nutella's just nasty. That's some vile shit there.
Johnny loves Nutella. I've never
I've
brought
never-
myself to try it.
It's
I've
just,
never tried it.
it's not. I don't like it. It's too sweet, and I love sweet stuff, but that's just too sweet.
Next thing y'all gonna want me to eat Vegemite or something.
Now Vegemite's good. We had some when we were in Australia.
Damn, somebody fired up a tractor. Oh, it's gone. Thank you. But it's
Oh,
so Bassett
everything.
Noodle is the truth be told, globalization has worked towards equalization. I'm okay with equalization, Bassett Noodle, but I shouldn't have to pay for it. The
Yeah.
middle class of the United States of America should not have to pay for equalization of the globe. They have weakened the American people. They have taken it off our backs to make it fair and equitable to everybody around this world. I don't. We should not have to pay for it. You know, I'm all for equalization. You know, figure it out. So there you go. Yeah, Jennifer said you love him or hate him. The one thing that saved her business was Starlink. She went and bought Starlink and signed up, and was able to. She didn't have internet because the lines were cut. She was without for several weeks.
You see, there. You know, after they started doing the USA thing, there was articles in the paper, editorials where the company that I work for, we've lost our funding, and so we're having to lay off people. Like they were saying, like up to 30,000 people in North Carolina was being laid off just because of the USA cutbacks. Okay, if it's all research, you should be researching that you can make some damn money off of, or is beneficial to the world. Just not giving you a job.
Man, nobody's ever happy. So they started putting in this neighborhood here that we're one of the last neighborhoods out here in this area to get um, fiber. Mediacom got permission from the utilities and companies to bring fiber to this neighborhood. I'm thrilled. I'm gonna have fiber within the next 6 to 8 weeks. And there are people in our Facebook group griping and complaining that they've got to dig holes in their front yard to install the fiber. I would rather keep the terrible internet we have and have my beautiful yard. And fuck you.
We had for years people have been begging for a Taco Bell in this town. We finally get one, and all the Facebook groups are all they care about is how bad it is there, and it's not bad at all. I've eaten there; it's fine.
Then
Just like
cook.
every other taco.
Ground. It's simple. Tacos are simple. You just buy the shells.
But all
You-
people want to
you-
do is complain.
You want to. It just drives me nuts.
They waited an extra minute for their food to come out or some shit like, it's nothing major. It's not the quality of the food or anything. It's just people have to bitch and moan. The town I grew up in got a Tim Hortons. And all they bitch about is, well, every time I drive by, it doesn't look like anybody's there. Well, quit looking.
Yeah.
The
It's just
U.S.
like the Taco Bells. Cook at home, because if people were not so damn lazy that they and start cooking at home, we wouldn't have a daggum McDonald's every mile down the road.
My stupid little town, we have nothing here, and we have 2 McDonald's in town. it's crazy.
We've got 2 McDonald's that sit 2 miles apart, because one's in Pineville and one's in Charlotte.
So JT, I forgot to tell YouTube that they're allowed to put commercials in the middle. You want me to change that for you real quick for the last 20 minutes? Okay, I'll do it. If
Taco
y'all see a
shell.
commercial in the next 10 minutes, it's because JT was so
Is that just a live? You can turn them off for the live.
Yeah,
Tug
you have to go.
Trader, you can
You have
keep
to go
KFC.
into monetization and tell it, let YouTube insert and tell it aggressive.
Aggressive. Okay, so you want as many as possible.
I know, because I only have 20 more minutes left, and JT missed the commercials, and so therefore we'll see how many we can have in the next 20 minutes.
Yes, I've got it.
Okay, KFC. Their mashed potatoes taste like they came out of a box.
Yummy.
You know, their chicken is usually greasy.
Yes.
We've quit eating KFC. I'd rather go to Food Line and get an 8-piece chicken, and it's expensive.
I like
I can go to
I like
Food Line and
Walmart's
get.
8-piece.
I can go get an 8-piece chicken, run over there and get some potatoes and some gravy and some mac and cheese and call it a damn day, and for a lot less money than KFC. And they
Yeah,
quit having. We don't even have KFCs. We've got one KFC in Charlotte now. One.
Ours is 15 minutes from here. It's the closest one.
there's one up. There's one up in Meridianville's got a KFC. It's one of those combo KFC. I think Taco Bell. I don't know what it combos with. There's a combo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're the
Taco
same
Bell.
company.
They are.
I've never had their pot pie, Amy.
Oh
I
my
like
god,
KFC. It's
Johnny.
been a while, but
So Joni makes pot pies. She makes these little. She takes her little Pyrex bowls, and she makes 3 of them at a time, one for each of us. I'm telling you, that's why I can't go
you
on
can
keto, because it's all Joni's fault.
you
She
can
puts
buy
it so damn
pot
good.
pie mix.
I
Did you
just
see what?
sold one. The rest are free.
I thought you said you paid $33 and you sold them for 30.
Oh, okay.
The rest are $3.
The rest of them are $3.
That's the math that'll put
Technically
you
not,
under. What
because
about the fees and the shipping?
there's some fees. Yeah,
Oh,
You have
okay.
to sell. You have to technically sell 2, and then you'll be.
Foo, foo, foo.
You know what? I'm so glad you stepped in shit this morning.
No, Anissa, honey.
I hope it's in your toenails and you can't get it out.
The Steak and Shake hamburger that's got everything on it. Everything on it. I call them greasy burgers. That is
Oh,
the best
it'll be even more
thing.
greasy
damn,
now.
Steak and Shake is the. Did you
That
see
is
where there's 4 or 5 restaurants that are immediately going back to beef tallow? Steak and Shake is one of them.
I love that greasy burger. Roberta says, "You want me to stop and get you a couple of greasy burgers on the way home?" Yeah, no fries, none
Steak
of
and
that
Shake,
crap. Just give me a couple of
Steak
greasy
and Shake
burgers.
burgers are pretty damn good. I
Uh,
haven't had one in a while, but they are good.
Sorry, Innes. I guess I have my sound turned off.
All right, so somebody else buy another headphone so we can hear. Who has the landline ringing? I think I'm
that's
the only
me,
one who does,
Amy.
I'm the only one on the panel who doesn't have a landline.
I don't have one.
I thought you said you had one, so you call.
My mother has one.
Oh, your mother has one. Never mind.
I have my cell phone hooked up to a landline if I want to.
Amy, I'm not 16 years old. I don't walk around with my damn phone in my hand all the time. Half the time I can't find it.
If I don't have this phone in my hand or back pocket, I feel like I feel like a caveman. But it's my form of income, so
I just I don't care. I wish they made phones in the cars like they used to, because that's the only time I would use to have one.
bag
Is
phone.
in
You
my
want a
car.
bag phone in your car?
No, I had one that was mounted into the car. It wasn't a bag phone.
Tom, does your phone ring like that phone and kit?
No, you talking about my cell phone? It plays the theme song from. Well, it depends on who's calling. My normal ringtone is the theme song from Lost in Space.
Be right back.
Back when my kids were in school, if the school called, it was the robot from Lost in Space saying "Danger, danger, Will Robinson, danger," because it usually was some shit. I have all kinds of ringtones. Different people have ringtones.
Tom, every time you mention about not being 16 and not having not, this is what I hear. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't care when I go out. I usually have my phone with me, but when I'm around the house, I don't walk around with it. First of all, the screen's too small, and I need, you know, so. But you
Yeah,
talking about the
and this
optics, the fiber optic lines. If I was a cable company, that's what I would be doing. I would be running fiber optic through the middle or the base line through the middle of damn West out in the boondocks, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. That's
Anissa,
what it is.
you're right, Anissa. I have woken up today and chosen violence. My ringtone has been so nice for so long. Let's go back to this ringtone. That one gets a lot of reaction when they start screaming, "Cold hard bitch."
I just don't like. That's just too much for ringtones.
Okay, and how about this one then? This is really my favorite one. We have chosen violence today. We're going to go back to Five Finger Death Punch.
Then people come and say, "Sir, I believe you picked up your teenager's cell phone by mistake."
Uh,
Yeah, that's right, Shannon.
that's the comment of the day right there, Shannon. Thank you so much for that.
You look at all this goodness, and you see a 16-year-old. God, I was a third of the person that I am when I was 16. I probably weighed 120 pounds.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy. I don't pay for ringtones. I download it and then cut it out myself, Jabez. I do
Yeah.
have a little bit of technical skills.
So that's the other. If you're going to do a ringtone on an iPhone, it is way harder.
Is it? Well,
I have to look. I haven't done one in so long. I don't have that. That's a good one. That was for a long time. I can't let the bodies hit the floor. That was my ring phone for a long time. I think when I changed phones, I lost that one.
that the bodies hit the floor. Is that pit bull, bulldog, whatever his name is?
No.
Sometime you need to sneak Harlan's cell phone and put the wedding march on him.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all can't tell him. He's probably listening. He is probably listening. What the hell?
Da,
Um,
da, da, da.
yeah. No, it was a. It was a. Somebody made a video of it. Say, how do you know you've robbed the wrong house? When you're in the middle of breaking in and the phone ringtone goes off and it's let the bodies hit the floor. And I'm like, that's pretty funny. I'm gonna make my ringtone let the bodies hit the floor.
Southern. I don't know why, because I hate to say it, because that's where Roberta gets paid from, but cable is dead. The cable, like the cable channels and all that kind of stuff. Everybody is doing the Netflix and Disney and all that kind of stuff. Even though Disney's is crap because its streaming is terrible. But then again, that seems to be all of Disney's products now.
Yeah, it's the death of streaming is the death of 1,000 cuts. It's amazing how many, 999, 999. How many 999, 2199s you have that adds up to the same cable bill you had
Yeah,
before. But you cut cable.
yeah. But you're getting more of the stuff that you like. I don't watch sports at all, and so ESPN and all those channels you're paying for and you don't use, and you are paying for it. Believe me, you are
Oh
paying
yeah, because
for it.
I forget what it is. ESPN is a huge drain on your cable bill.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's almost as much as all the rest of them put together.
I don't know how many people have paid attention to realize the sheer amount of money that ESPN charges a cable company for their channels. It's ridiculous. It's that they have a business model that's unsustainable, and within the next few years, ESPN is going to go belly up. That's why they're having to fire so many of their hosts every couple of years, because their business model is unsustainable.
Ron, we did that. We carried a phone all the time when Roberta was on the transplant list. They had our parents' numbers, my brother's numbers, her sister's numbers. Yeah, you carry a phone with you all the time when you're on that.
Hey Todd, this morning when you were walking in the hall, did you think this?
You accidentally shit on yourself.
No, I don't. I don't like watching any sports on TV. I'd rather go. James, I go down to Busty Melons over on by the by the university and watch it live.
What the busty melons?
Busty Melons. No, that's just something I pulled off the top of my head. There is a strip club called Tassels that's over there by the university that runs $1.99 lunch specials. They have a sign out front, and it's a strip club. So you can go there and get you some lunch. So remember that, Javis. The next time you're in Charlotte, on the north side of Charlotte, go to Tassels and get you some lunch. And if you're into that kind of thing, go to.
Yeah.
But,
So has anybody seen it? We only have 7 minutes left. Has anybody seen a commercial yet?
No.
The hell. We're going to stay live until they play a commercial.
It's not aggressive enough, apparently.
Come on, YouTube. I unleashed the demons. Come on.
Actually, Javis, that was the name of back in the day. My best friend and we were talking about opening up a gentleman's club, and that's what we were going to call it, Busty Melons.
In your case, it'd be Dusty Melons.
Crusty.
Busty Heart.
So have we given out any decent information on reselling today at all? Oh, the BOI.
Beginning,
You don't have to do your BOI, so there you go. That's the only information we have.
Yeah. No, you talked about you gave us some good points on looking for cookware.
Oh yeah, the cookware. That's solid. If you do any kind of thrifting or yard sales and aren't looking at I want to kick my own ass for how many I've walked by. There's no telling what kind of money. Because I sold 4. It was 4. It was a 2-quart, a 1-quart, a 2-quart, a 9-inch skillet, and a 6-quart Dutch oven. And one of them didn't have a lid. That was $200 plus shipping. I paid $25. And in that $25, I also got a 12-inch skillet with a lid that I've already sold for $100. So that didn't even include everything I bought for the $25. That was Chefware by Towncraft. I mean, people want to know, how can I buy something for $5 and sell it for $100? And they'll walk right past. They'll be looking for, you got any video games? And knocking over all this expensive stainless as they're trying to. As they're trying to worry you to death about, you got any knives? You got any jewelry? You got any video games?
That's a good one. Good life. Good one.
Ribs and racks.
It's people have got to just try. They got to try. There are so many YouTuber resellers that they cannot stay fixated on one thing, whether it's eBay or Amazon or Poshmark or something. They're constantly bouncing around and not going like eBay and Poshmark. They're going from eBay to Poshmark and doing away with everything they have on eBay. I don't know how they do it.
But it's amazing though that people will tell you that, and they're true, that the first couple hours of yard selling is where the great stuff is. but then they will quit and not finish up the later yard sales because they don't go to the later yard sales and realize there's still so much good stuff out there because people, you got to learn how to sell stuff. That is the key to reselling and longevity is there's going to be items out there. You've got to, if you learn how to sell an item, any item, you will always be able to sell items. But so many people don't understand. There's a vacuum cleaner in the front of my neighborhood yesterday. If you drive by that and don't understand how to sell that, you're never going to make it.
Cole, what are you doing at Steve's house? I have a solid black one like that too.
Felony.
People just got to they got to treat it like a job, and they got to make it. They got to work at it.
Oh, another thing y'all learn is Canadians are nothing but snow Mexicans. That's the other thing y'all learn.
You know, that's funny as hell, but you know, that's kind of like
It's just
For the
funny.
record, I don't find it funny at all.
I do because I grew up in the 70s. George Jefferson would have said it, and it would have been funny as hell. So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting back
Archie
to
Bunker,
being able to say things
because you know
in jest.
Archie Bunker would have said it too. Because
I miss the world where we could laugh at each other. It's
Coming back.
I think it's slowly coming back.
you know, a boy I went to high school with, he was like I was, tall and skinny. He was tall, skinny, black, and he had a fro that would, you know, out to here. And his kids give him hell. They'll get out the high school out annuals and say, "There's Uncle Tom, and there's the mushroom," talking about their daddy because that's what he looked like. Just giving him hell about stuff like that. And their mom was like, "You shouldn't be saying stuff like that." And I'm thinking to myself, they're talking about their old man. And yeah, he's funny as hell looking. So was I. But people are just too thin skinned. They are just too thin skinned. And there's a comedian, Matt Fry. Is that his last name?
Matt Rife.
Yeah. He is funny as
I
hell.
like that guy.
And he says some stuff. He says some stuff, and people laugh. Even the black people laugh about it.
I like it when I catch him in his clips, and he goes, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that."
Yeah, there's one that's like that one's not going on. That's not going on YouTube, and it's the one where he's talking to a white woman whose daughter is black or half black beside her, and she said, "Is her daddy black?" And she says, "He was," and she said, and Matt says, "Did you wash him?" And then he stops and he's looking at the camera and he says, "That one's not going on YouTube." But he is so funny, and people laugh about this stuff. You know, he's making fun of everybody, and people are laughing about it.
Have you seen the one where he's talking to the older blonde lady and gets her daughter on her phone?
Did she have like breast implants and she squeaks? Was she the one that her boobs squeak?
Yeah.
She's the one of them. One of them brought him cookies or some shit.
That's the one. Yeah, he's talking to the daughter, and he says, "You can go ahead and start calling me daddy."
That's the one.
He's funny, and people don't. I mean, people just don't have a sense of humor anymore. And there's a different. People can tell when you're being mean, when you're being funny, or that type of thing.
Yeah, because I don't think if you erase the borders and the first 100 miles on the other side of Canada and Mexico, regular people, I don't know how much of a difference you can tell. Because the Texas and all those states,
by chastity,
just because there's a border there doesn't mean they're the same people on both sides. And especially other than if you hit Canada where they speak French. You might have you might know
Bonjour,
that
mon ami.
that's a little different. I think there are, but other than that, people are just people for the most part. That's what I got out of watching 1900s stores video. Is very similar. Other than Todd and I noticed immediately how much cleaner and more organized the things were in just Japan in general. But it looked very similar to like boot sales in England, or we have some of those smaller sales where everybody's selling around their vehicles and that kind of stuff. It's cool to see people are we're way more alike than we are different.
What's the black comedian? He's skinny. He wears the outrageous suits, and he has no filter at all. Whatever he thinks, he says.
You're talking. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Cat.
Cat, that's him.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
The funniest thing on the internet is whenever if you go watch what's his name say that he went to Home Goods and got his own Cat Williams, and it's that little black nutcracker, and then he shows a picture of Cat Williams in a red suit, looks just like him.
I love him. He is funny. He don't care what he says.
They came for him too. The people that are because he started telling a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and people started, and he's like, one of his stand-ups. He says, I had all these people coming for me, and he says, but I'm still here, and this MFR is full to the rafters.
And he's exceptionally smart too. If you listen to him on Joe Rogan, Cat Williams, that's a smart dude. He's one of my favorites.
Before you wrap this thing up, whatever happened to the Diddy thing? Ever since Trump was elected, that's kind of got shoved to the back.
So they released some stuff, and everybody quickly realized, wait a minute, that's stuff we already knew. Seems the FBI had withheld a bunch of information that should have been turned over, and a whistleblower said, if you just go to the Southern District of New York, you'll find everything you're looking for. And so they fired the person running the Southern District of New York, and they went and got. So they are now reviewing the documents right now.
Talking Diddy or Epstein?
This is Epstein. Is that what you were talking about?
No, I said
He said Diddy.
Well, Diddy's still in jail, waiting on. But Epstein is the big one everybody's talking about. There'll be another Epstein release.
The first one was kind of.
There'll be a lot of people getting depressed if Bill's name on that list.
He's already on it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
That's what. Is anybody surprised that Bill turned into a degenerate being married to Hillary?
Hey,
I don't know how
he's been a degenerate. Look at all the stuff he did in Arkansas. I mean, Bill has been a degenerate for a long time.
Blue dress Bill? Bill would have never became president. He would never become governor, more or less president, if it hadn't been for old Hillary, though.
For Hillary?
For Hillary, yeah. But, Hillary did a good job her first 2 terms as president. Things went pretty well. Both sides of the aisle were working together.
Against the American people, most of the time.
But
we'll leave you with that. Since nobody has seen the commercial, I'm going to leave in protest.
I haven't seen the commercial. Maybe you have to set it up beforehand. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.